Thanks very much, Andy. I was at a gig a couple of weeks ago, where just before I spoke, they had guys like those tenors. This is really cruel, twice in two events. I can't sing, or I can sing, but like a D-sex donkey. That's how I sing. I don't know how they sing, but it's not very good. So thanks, Andy, and thanks for inviting me here tonight. It's a night all about recognising and celebrating achievements in an industry that is not only good for our economic well-being, but also our physical well-being and, dare I say, our spiritual well-being as well. Now, it's been 3 years since your annual awards were last held in Adelaide, and I'm flattered that you've asked me again, or maybe you couldn't get any other speakers. As you know, I'm no longer a member of the Australian Senate. My replacement is here tonight, Rex Patrick, who was sworn in earlier this week. It's his first public event. Give him a big round of applause. Now, I'm advising Rex on a transitional basis. He's a real bastard of a boss. He's as much of a slave driver as his last boss was. And I'm speaking on his behalf as well in terms of the reforms that we need for the organic sector. His nickname in the office is Inspector X because he's forensic, he's dogged and determined, he's a great person to have on your side. Now, and he will continue our party's tradition of championing and supporting all industries that create sustainable, high-value added food and beverages. We want to make sure that organic food and agriculture sector is at the forefront of this. We've got lots of great advantages in this country. Very proud of the organics industry in South Australia and around Australia. And we stand to benefit through sustainable jobs and better health if we give your industry the support it needs. And I want to talk about that shortly. And can I say, your industry is more important than ever. We've lost thousands of jobs in this country with automotive manufacturing, general manufacturing. This is an industry to take off. This is an industry that we can export to the world and grow jobs in our community, and that's why you are so important. There's a great book I've been reading called The Smartest Places on Earth, and it talks about cities around the world that were Rust Belt areas that turned into brain belts because they had value added. They worked in new industries with huge export markets, and you need to be, and you are, at the forefront of that. Now, in recent years, the organic food market has gone from strength to strength. According to this year's Australian Organic Market Report, the number of certified organic operations in Australia grew by 5% between 2015 and 2016. South Australia accounted to 12% of that, and we're well above our weight in terms of that. Now, speaking of weight, the tonnage of Australian organic exports grew by 17% in 2016. That's spectacular growth, including new markets in Central Asia and South America. The amount of bakery items grew by more than 400%, and exports of sheep and lamb meat, cosmetics, alcoholic drinks, how are those espresso martinis going, dairy products and chicken have also had great growth. But while exports are growing, the mainstay of organic food consumption is still here in Australia. One thing for sure, Aussies know what's good for them. The domestic Aussie consumer market for organics was $1.4 billion in 2015. That's roughly 4 times bigger than the export market in dollar terms. In 2014, the total value of the Australian organic market was estimated to be $1.72 billion, and any time now you're going to crack the $2 billion market, which is incredible. Clearly, if this pattern continues, Australia stands to benefit through more sustainable jobs as well as better individual health. That's why pollies from all sides need to get behind this. You've got a great award-winning organic wine. Where's Ken from Virginia? Where is Ken? Where's Ken? Wild Ken, his way. I can tell you all that Ken and I have actually slept together because we both slept on a Cathay Pacific flight from Hong Kong to Adelaide. It was an economy, I think, but it's okay. His wife's all right about it. Now, we have great organic wines biodynamic dairy products, beef, lamb and horticulture. Now, your representatives from all of these sectors are here tonight. They're creating new jobs for Australia. They're attracting an individual investment and in earning those important export dollars. So congratulations to all of you. Now, of course, not everything that is certified or claims to be organic is actually organic, and that's what I want to talk to you about tonight. I know from speaking with Australian Organic in recent years that there are 2 major issues of concern in the industry. So those guys at the back just talking, just shut up for a minute because I need to get this across because it's really important. Yeah. Now, there are well, someone say Opa, there must be Greek in the room. Okay. Two things. One is the absence of domestic legislation that would fully protect the organic attribution claims of legitimate organic enterprises and people who abide by industry standards. The hard work, it's not a level playing field if it's not genuinely certified as organic. The hard work and investment that goes into building up your organic brands and businesses must be acknowledged and protected from the shonks. Now, an example of this is growing pressure from the non-organic sector to deregulate the only existing piece of federal organic legislation under the export orders regulations by 2020. Can I just tell you, the team with Rex, with his fellow senators, with Rebecca Sharkey in the lower house, we will oppose that tooth and nail, and we're not shy of using our vote, our balance of power vote, to make sure that does not happen. You're still recording, because there's something I love to say, but if you're still recording, I can't say it. It's pretty bad. But basically, we don't horse trade, we hold out. If it's for a good cause, we will hold out and be stubborn bastards about it. Now, the second main issue is the effective enforcement of claims that do not comply with a nationally agreed, clearly articulated organic standard. These two issues are priorities for our team, and we need to sort that out sooner rather than later. In relation to that, I've spoken to Andy, and we're going to meet with your board soon. I want to announce tonight that we will move to have legislative protection to lock in organic certification to be on a national standard so that you have the legislative protection you deserve for the very first time. You need to compete for markets not just in Australia but around the world on a level playing field where you have that certification, and that certification is enforced with legislative backup. Rex will be meeting, I'll be meeting, the team will be meeting with your board very soon. If the federal government doesn't act within 100 days, we will introduce that legislation, and we're just going to push it like crazy to make sure it happens. We also want to make sure the ACCC has better targeted funding to stop fraudulent claims of products that are not organic. I've got to say, the ACCC sometimes is asleep at the wheel. No offence to the ACCC, but sometimes they prosecute things that shouldn't be prosecuted, and they don't prosecute the things that should be prosecuted, and that must change. And Rex in the Senate process will be like Inspector Rex on that and really push them on that. And that needs to be done. So we've got a lot to do. It's been great being here tonight. Even though I'm not a senator, hopefully I'll be in the state parliament where we'll also push at a state level to get that across for any South Australians here. I want that to be a key election platform for the March 2018 state election. And I know I'm doing something right because in the last 24 hours the Labor and Liberal parties have both attacked me like crazy, so I must be doing something right. Now, there's more that needs to be done. I reckon we're moving in the right direction. May we continue to move together to achieve these mutual goals, and that your hard work bears sweet, organic fruit, or as Paul Kelly once said, from little things, big things grow. Have a great night.